This video is brought to you in collaboration with wowhead.com. Hello everyone! The goblins used to backstab and fight each other, even more than they do now, over who got to lead their people, until they came up with a better system. Cartels were formed, and their battles were now fought in the economic arena. When war broke out on Azeroth with the first Orcish Horde invasion, the goblins were quick to make a profit and throw their support behind the hordes, only to realize that it's a lot harder to make Moolah if your team is the one that loses. Neutrality was a far better option. Gold is gold after all, it doesn't matter where it comes from, be it out of the pockets of orcs or the humans. By the end of the Third War, goblins were providing weapons, vehicles, and devious services to both the Horde and the Alliance.
Certainly, yes, boss.
Today we're going to be talking about the cartels within the Undermined, get you up to speed as to who they are, what they're about, who's leading them, what they've done, and why you should care. Run by the ruthless Trade Prince Gallywix, the Bilgewater cartel is the most powerful trading company on the Isle of Khaz'goroth. From the headquarters at Bilgewater ports, the cartel dominates trade all over the South Seas. And that's the description massively in need of an update, Blizzard, as the Bilgewater cartel is now led by Monty Gaslow. The Bilgewater has had more ups and downs than most, but no one can build and invent like they can. From cities to pool toys to classified, Bilgewater builds it best. They're the ones you go to when you want something to go boom. Well, they're also good at building stuff. Innovation, engineering, construction, you name it, the Bilgewater got you covered. Gallywix managed to secure his position as Trade Prince by outplaying the previous one, Moldy, in true goblin fashion. You know, he earned more moolah, bribed the right people, got himself in charge, and exiled/murdered those who came before. His employees on the Isle of Khaz'goroth were digging deep for Khaz'goroth, so deep in fact that perhaps it was not Deathwing that caused their volcano to erupt, destroy their home of Khaz'goroth, but rather Gallywix, for digging too greedily and too deeply. Who's to say, really? Now, it did get Jester early access to Azerites, but that's neither here nor there. The incredibly clever Trade Prince used the destruction of the Cataclysm to overthrow his upcoming competitors, and we were so close as well. Eventually, getting into contact with former War Chief Thrall, who, despite Gallywix attacking him, despite Gallywix enslaving his own people, he still lets the Trade Prince stay in charge. Now, the Goblins of Khaz'goroth, the Goblins of the Bilgewater cartel, are proud members of the Hordes, transforming the lands of Azjara into the Horde symbol, defacing the landscape with Gallywix's pleasure palace, and setting up a massive cannon to just then never use it. Tease the player base with it till the end of time. I'm telling you, Blizzard, all is forgiven if that cannon will be the thing to take out Gallywix. While under his rule, the Bilgewater goblins, of course, supported the Horde in all the expansions that followed, from the start of the Cataclysm till the end of Battle for Azeroth. For the right price, of course, lining Gallywix's pockets. Support War Chief Garrosh Hellscream until the tides turned and Vol'jin's rebellion was the profitable one to stand behind. After Vol'jin came War Chief Sylvanas Windrunner, who had no real love for the Hordes. We almost saw another war chief overthrown, but Sylvanas decided to step away herself, and Gallywix went right along with her. We'd see him during the Goblin Heritage Armor questline, trying to steal inventions from Hoppert Kreppelhammer, which we stopped of course, and then randomly he showed up in the Shadowlands, which they haven't mentioned in the promos by Blizzard, so I'm going to assume that is not going to play a major part going forwards. Thrall then asked Monty Gaslow to take over as leader, and this goblin has a much better reputation than his predecessor. In his mind, you can actually treat your workers right, give them proper working conditions, and you don't have to squeeze every bit of profit out of your customers. This lands him big jobs like building Orgrimmar, fixing Orgrimmar, setting up our garrison on alternate Draenor, support Bane Bloodhoof, and so much more. For the Bilgewater in general, they're a little bit all over the place. In Thanaris, you'll find the crew of a fleet gone mad. In the Twilight Highlands, they've set up a sort of town in a box and are now fighting off the Wildhammer clan. They made sure to inform Garrosh about the discontent on his leadership within the Horde, and they fought within the Battle of Faramor. They scoured Pandaria to find powerful relics for the Warchief, eventually finding the heart of the old god Y'Shaarj, holding the line in Legion, grabbing as much Azerite as they could. Where the Horde goes, so too does the Bilgewater Cartel. But they're still able to run their own operations, as long as it's up to Goblin code, of course, because, again, Gaslow does things a little bit different than Gallywix did, setting up honest trade negotiations, paying his personnel fair wages, and even convince his longtime friend Noggenfogger that perhaps there is a different way for goblins to lead their lives.
You got goblins on your side, nothing can go wrong.
Which brings us to the Steamwheedle Cartel, one of the oldest and largest of the cartels. Steamwheedle has had their hands in almost every industry spanning Azeroth and beyond. They're currently led by Gaslow's close friend, Merrin Noggenfogger, whose last name should ring a bell to all you classic players out there. The goblin earned his fortune with his famous Noggenfogger elixir, which he created with the help of Sprinkle, who supplied him with violet dragon powder, which he combined with liquid from the glands of dew collectors, floating, shrinking, or being turned into a skeleton. The effects of the elixir are random, which made them all the more fun, and earned Noggenfogger all the more gold. He would marry his business partner Sprinkle, and fun fact, she and Gaslow used to be a couple as well. All that Moolah allowed Merrin to climb the ranks and become Baron of Getistan, with his Baroness Sprinkle at his side. Baron Noggenfogger even found enough spare time to help out the rogues of the Uncrowned with the biggest Legion invasion Azeroth had ever seen. Not a lot of profit to be made when the world's been destroyed by the demons, after all, and with such a trade prince at the helm, it's no surprise that the cartel is best known for its specialization in potions, chemicals, alchemy, fuel, you name it, they can get it. In Classic, we see the Steamwheedle help operate Zeppelin shipping heroes across the world. With the reopening of the Dark Portal, they would set up fighting rings, like the Ring of Trials in the Grand and the Circle of Blood in the Blade's Edge Mountains. Maintaining fighting rings and Zeppelin transportation would be their primary job during many of the expansions, but during Warlords, we'd see them expand into new territory with the Steamwheedle Preservation Society, which seeks to liberate relics from the ogres of Nagrand with the noble intention of selling them to the highest bidder. For quite a while, the Steamwheedle cartel has done whatever it took to make a profit, and Noggenfogger has looked the other way once or twice when his work sites were not up to code. But again, Gaslow wants his close friends to come along with him into an exciting new future where the goblins do not have to die horrible explosive deaths just to fill the pockets of another, and Noggenfogger is willing to listen.
Let's make sweet, sweet profit together.
From the oldest to one of the newest cartels, we have the Blackwater Cartel, made up out of the Blackwater Raiders. For a very long time, they operated under the Steamwheedle umbrella, but now they formed their own cartel under leadership of Trey Prince Revelgas. You probably know them best as the pirates hanging out in Booty Bay. Operating primarily out of the bay, Revelgas maintained the town's independence to encourage trade with both factions, as well as serve as a haven for his fellow pirates. Quite frankly, they were, and they still are, a bunch of dirty raiding pirates, but you could still consider them good men, respectable as pirates go, with an important rule of only killing when it's necessary. Quite the opposite of what the Bloodsail Buccaneer pirates are all about, which obviously led to some good old brawls and rivalries. Fleetmaster Seahorn has ever been at Revelgas's side, defending Booty Bay against any bloodthirsty pirates that dare to attack. They used to spend most of the time hassling, shipping, and receiving, but now they are shipping and receiving. Trade, transport, and tourism, that's their area of expertise within the Undermined. They can move any cargo, anywhere, anytime, legal or otherwise. Anyone that has leveled in Stranglethornville, you know that the area is no joke. Tigers, panthers, raptors, crazy dwarfs trying to write their book and losing their pages. Colonels, jungle trolls, giants, apes, zombies, and of course pirates. You name it, most likely the jungle has it to kill you with. So the ones able to hold up a safe haven amongst all of it, they're either crazy, ruthless, powerful, or all of the above. Fitting that those who want to earn the Insane in the Membrane achievements would have to attack Booty Bay as well, but not even the Blackwater raiders were crazy enough to force the Blue Dragon Zeros to pay what they thought that he owed the Baron. That particular debt would have them fight Xenagos, and, that simply wasn't worth it.
For money and beachfront property!
Then finally, we have the Venture Co.
Not a cartel, but you'll see what we have in store for them.
Which is not really a cartel, but will play as one of the major factions. The Venture Co. is the one that you call when you need something dug up, chopped down, blown out of a mountain. Venture Company doesn't have the best reputation in town, but no one harvests, mines, or drills faster. You want nice, go find a book club. You want raw material, Venture's got you covered. They will prize profits over everything else. If they can dig it up or cut it down, they'll make some money out of it. That also means their machinery is some of the best, but the leadership is a bit up in the air. It used to be Mogul Resdunk, but you might remember taking care of Mogul in the Motherlode dungeon. This was back during Battle for Azeroth, where they were busy mining the Isle of Khaz'goroth, as it was brimming with Azerites. They made a deal with Gallywix over Azerite refining techniques, but they made the foolish choice to double-cross the at-the-time Trade Prince. Then the Alliance was pissed with the Venture Co. because they had dared to attack the Dark Islands and steal the Hammer Iron Foe, seeking to make a fortune and stake his claim to the title of Trade Prince. Mogul Resdunk has focused the Venture Co.'s efforts on weaponizing Azerite and selling it to the highest bidder. Making enemies out of both factions meant that his dreams would never come true. With Mogul out of the way, no real Trade Prince is around per se, but Grimla Fizzlecrank is handing out jobs, and she's alright in anyone's book. The Venture Co.'s higher-ups had sent her to see what kind of prospects there were to be had on the Dragon Isles, but the beauty of the land seized her heart, and she decided, not this time. That's pretty much what you'll see the Venture Company do over the years throughout the expansions. They'd find a resource to be gathered, and they'd take over the area, be it on Kalimdor, the Eastern Kingdoms, Northrend, Aldra Draenor, or wherever really. When you don't throw your support with any faction, you can just take and make enemies wherever you go. No moral objections, as long as there's moolah to be made.
You think you're better than me? You think you're better than me?
Now, there is one more cartel that we're going to be dealing with in the Undermined, but that one is going to reveal itself as we go through the patch. So this is where we'll end the video for today. Hopefully you got a better understanding as to what the cartels are all about, what they've done, who's leading them. Say that you want to read the transcript for today's video, then check out the related WoW article in the description down below. Make sure to subscribe if you like my videos, new uploads at least every Monday. And until next time, see ya!